Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary, critique, and reaction videos on basically anything on the internet that is just me. So if any of that interests you, then be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. Alrighty guys, today's video is my second installment in my new series, Music History, where I basically tell you a biography of a famous musical artist. So my first video in the series was Freddie Mercury. So if you haven't seen that video, I really love that video and worked really hard on it, and I appreciate it if you check it out. The link is in the description. So I thought I would go ahead and do a more current artist and one who's alive, and that artist is Miley Cyrus, aka Hannah Montana. Now I love Miley Cyrus so much. I love what she stands for. She obviously has done some problematic things, which we will get into. I just think she's a queen who's just unapologetically herself, and I love that about her. So today we'll be getting into her biography from her early life to her scandals to her recent career and everything in between. So without further ado, let's get into it because I'm about to dive in to this story.
Oh, yeah.
So Miley Ray Cyrus was born Destiny Hope Cyrus on November 23rd, 1992 in Franklin, Tennessee. She grew up with her father and mother and a bunch of siblings on the outside of Nashville, Tennessee on a farm. She was always smiling growing up and coined the nickname Smiley Miley from her family, which is obviously where the name Miley came from, and she actually legally had her name changed to that in 2008. She's an American actor and singer whose role as Hannah Montana from 2006 to 2011 in the television show, the movie, and the accompanying soundtracks shot her to fame. Miley comes from a musical family, with her father being a famous country singer, Mr. Billy Ray Cyrus. I got the horses in the bark. That's kind of the only song of his I know. Sorry, I'm not the biggest country fan. Don't come for me! Yee yee! So Miley began writing songs as a preteen and got the opportunity to explore her musical gifts and talents when she was featured in Rhonda Vincent's music video, I have no idea who that is, for the song If Heartaches Have Wings, and when she appeared on the TV program Colgate Country Showdown, which her father hosted. Does that not just sound like the most country thing ever? Is that just a bunch of cowboys with white teeth? I don't know. Her father was initially reluctant for Miley to follow in his footsteps into the showbiz, but she was destined for it, having landed her first role when she was 9 on an episode of The Doc and the film The Big Fish in 2003. But it was in 2005 when Miley landed her iconic Disney role on television as Hannah Montana in a show about a teenage girl who was living a double life as a pop star.
Know that it's the best of both worlds.
The show became an immediate sensation, scoring record ratings and making the 13-year-old a bona fide star. And I actually was obsessed with Hannah Montana in my childhood, but not as obsessed as my older sister. They used to have these Hannah Montana magazines, and she would buy every single one and put the posters up on her wall. She had so much Hannah Montana merchandise. It was kind of creepy. I remember whenever I would go in there, I felt all the eyes staring at me, and it was just, ugh. But you know what's really interesting is Miley actually almost didn't get the role for Hannah Montana because the executives thought that she was too small and young for the role, but you know what, they ended up changing her mind and giving it to her, and good thing they did, because look where it got them, making millions. In 2006, the first Hannah Montana album was released and sold more than 3 million copies worldwide that year. And it was named the 8th best-selling album in the US that year, which is crazy considering all the other big artists out there, so congrats to you, Miley. In 2007, Miley went on her first World War tour. No, correction. In 2007, Miley went on her first world tour for the Best of Both Worlds tour. After her album Hannah Montana 2 Meet Miley Cyrus hit the Billboard 200's charts at number 1, selling 326,000 copies in its first week and 1.5 million copies worldwide by halfway through the year. And it was certified platinum. Put some respect on her name. In 2008, she released her first solo debut Miley Cyrus album, Breakout. So I briefly do speak about it in my video that I filmed that you are currently watching. Oh my god, Metaverse. We're kind of filming the editing section right now. About Nick Jonas and Miley Cyrus's relationship, but I didn't go into enough detail. I've actually, while gathering images and video clips for this video, have been researching it a bit more and getting a bit more deep into it, and I wanted to go ahead and tell you a bit more about this. So back in 2006, when Miley was just starting out with Hannah Montana, only a couple months in, she met the Jonas Brothers at a charity foundation, and of course she took a liking to Nick Jonas because he was similar in age and she just thought he was really pretty.
We're such big fans.
We love your music.
You're pretty. Pretty good with the singing and the dancing that you do. you're pretty. Nice save.
And they gave each other a hug, and apparently from that day they were boyfriend and girlfriend, which is super cute. And they dated for about 2 years while the Jonas Brothers were also headlining the Best of Both Worlds tour. So she was spending a lot of time with the brothers, and especially Nick, of course. And the two were very cute together. There's not a ton of photos of them out there because they did keep their relationship kind of under wraps and only really spoke about actually dating like years later once the relationship was done. But I think it's cute that they're still kind of friendly with each other today. And of course, we know that Nick went to later on date on Selena Gomez. So a little bit of tea there. You know, it was cute. It was cute. It was a vibe. But what we did get out of that breakup was Miley's debut album, Breakout. Now, in this album, there are 2 songs that stand out to me. The first one is Goodbye. Probably my favorite song on the album, and it's just such a beautiful song with beautiful somber lyrics. Like, I can honestly say you've been on my mind since I woke up today. These memories come back to life, and like I remember when we kissed, I can still feel it on my lips. Like, just really sweet breakup song. And then she has 7 things where she just rips him to shreds and basically lists all the 7 things that she hates about him. It's honestly kind of funny. And in the music video, she's actually wearing his dog tag necklace that he gave her. So yeah, they dated from 14 years old to 16 years old. So a perfect little teen heartthrob moment in there. And then after Nick, she went and dated some random underwear model. But I really like this relationship. I thought it was cute. We don't know a ton about it, which I kind of like the mystery. But overall, that's that on that. During the breakout era, though, Miley's fashion was still very good girl, very Disney era. She's still really staying within the Disney confinements of what she should be wearing, but she's drifted away from those really bold, crazy colors mixed together and has come along with more neutrals. So yeah, that's kind of that era, and let's move on to the next one. And that same year, she voiced a lead role in the movie Bolt and co-wrote the single I Thought I Lost You, which was nominated for a Golden Globe. I thought I lost you when I ran away to try to find you. I thought I'd never see your sweet face again. I really should stop singing in my videos. So 2008 was a big year for Miley because she was granted the title of the number 59 of the most influential people by Times Magazine, as well as number 35 on the Forbes Top 100 Celebrities list. Yeah, she a big deal or whatever as a teenager. In addition, she also had one of those really cool wax figurines in the Madame Tussauds exhibit. So that's real fun. That same year is also when the scandals began. Racy pictures of her on the internet were posted after she was hacked, and she also posed half naked for Vanity Fair. She was scrutinized for being a bad example for teens when she was supposed to be a role model. She later apologized, but that was the beginning of Miley's bad streak in the public eye, for in 2009, she was scrutinized again for pole dancing at the Teen Choice Awards. Now that's an interesting choice, but you know what? Hey, she's just being Miley. And once again, in 2010, when she was still on Disney, a video leaked of her using a bong. Oh! You don't know, she could have been smoking herbs. I doubt it though. Her celebrity status was growing, and in 2009, she starred in Hannah Montana, the movie, which, don't even get me started on that movie. She's just a girl from the big city who forgot her country roots. So wholesome. She also released 2 additional albums that year, including one for the movie soundtrack, and the TV show aired its final episode in 2011, which was a heartbreaking moment. Oh, yeah. After the end of the show, Miley's career grew because she was now free to just be Miley. She released her EP, The Time of Our Lives, in 2009, which featured the smash hit Party in the USA. Put my hands up to play my song, you know it's gonna be okay. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a party in the USA. Once again, I need to stop singing. But I can't help it. I love me some Miley! After that smash hit, her album Can't Be Tamed came out in 2010 to get rid of that squeaky clean Disney star child image. So Miley was actually only 17 when she released this album, and that's just crazy to me because I don't know what you guys were doing when you were 17, but I was not doing anything as cool as this, that's for sure. So she has a much more mature look and feel with this album than she did with her previous ones, and a lot more dark in imagery in her music videos. So two songs stick out to me. The first one is Can't Be Tamed, and in that one she is kind of like a big bird creature in a museum exhibit, and she's in a cage, which I guess could speak to her feeling like she was caged in her role as Hannah Montana, and she felt like she just had to perform for people. But then again, maybe I'm looking a little bit too deep into it. And then we have Who Owns My Heart, which is kind of just a club song, which is weird to me because like there's no way she was clubbing at 17. Although maybe she was, who knows what they do in Hollywood. Then with her fashion during this time, it was a lot more dark. She was wearing a lot of black, a lot of silver jewelry. Her whole fits during the time can only be what I describe as dark, girly gothic, which I don't even really know if it's goth just because she's wearing black, but maybe like dark girly academia. Let's go with that. So I like it during this time, although I am a fan of color, so it's not exactly my style. But yeah, that's kind of what she was looking like. This was post Nick Jonas breakup, pre-dating her future you know who, so you'll see. I'm actually like, you don't know what I'm going to mention, but whatever, let's keep some mystery. Her first film after the Hannah Montana franchise was The Lost Song in 2010, where she met Mr. Liam Hemsworth, and these two would have a pretty messy history down the line, but this is when they started dating, and they announced their engagement in 2012. The same year that she continued her acting career with movies such as LOL and So Undercover. However, her acting career took a bit of a bump when she was fired from Hotel Transylvania for posting herself licking a cake shaped like a penis for her husband. Now, you really gonna fire someone over that? Like free speech or whatever? I get it, it's a Disney movie, like whatever, but like, come on! Half the world has dicks. Anyway, in 2013, Miley entered her iconic adult era, where she released the racy album, Bangers. Fucking bangers! Oh, such a good album. The album was spearheaded by the single We Can't Stop, which is popularized by its risque music video, which broke Vivo's record for the most views in 24 hours at the time. That same year, Miley had her infamous controversial performance at the MTV Music Awards, where she twerked half naked on Robin Thicke with a foam finger doing suggestive sexual poses. Even that was a bit too far for me, Miley. Of course, the performance was scrutinized by the public for being disturbing and cringeworthy. But this was a really pivotal album for Miley. It housed the ever-popular Wrecking Ball, which is a song about Liam Hemsworth after they broke up in 2013, just a year after their engagement. It was a year of lows and a year of highs for Miley, as she was named MTV's Artist of the Year in 2013. Further controversy followed her, however, at MTV's EMAs, which I think is the European Music Awards, where she smoked a joint on stage in the Netherlands while she was accepting the award for Wrecking Ball. Now, if that ain't the most I'm just being Miley thing ever, I don't know what is. Let's just say after these award shows, Miley said she stopped getting invited. I can't seem to imagine why. So this is the era where Miley cut her hair into that pixie cut, and the public was in arms about it. People were so shocked that she cut her hair, and this was really her shedding her Disney image, but in quite an extreme way. I would say out of all the Disney gals, she definitely shed her image the quickest and the most extreme. She was wearing a lot of risque outfits, especially her performance outfits. And yeah, I'm not really a big fan of the way she dressed during this era. It's just not my personal style that I'm a fan of, but you know what? She's just doing Miley. In 2015, Miley strayed away from her mainstream hip-hop album Bangers and veered off a little bit more into a psychedelic era with her more forgotten era, which is Miley Cyrus and Her Dead Pets. I cannot name one song off of this album. I've tried listening to it and it just is not it for me. It's not really my vibe, which is sad because most of Miley's music is my vibe. She actually produced the album herself, so I feel bad saying for that, and she also released it for free on SoundCloud, which is an interesting choice with like no singles, I think. I don't know, I think maybe it did have singles, and one of those singles was that weird one where she dressed up like a baby. That was an interesting choice. Now, if you thought the Bangers era was really risque, wait till you look at this era. This was a lot of skin showing during this era. These clips are from when she hosted the 2015 VMAs. I'm surprised they invited her back. Anyway. In 2017, all was restored, as this was Miley Cyrus's hippie era when she got back together with Liam Hemsworth. It was probably one of her more wholesome eras, and she actually came out with her album Younger Now, which housed the single Malibu, a lovely, soft love song about Liam and Miley's house over in, can you guess? Malibu. The album featured a number of ballads and country-themed songs, one of which was sung with the country queen herself, Miss Dolly Parton. However, during this era, Miley was scrutinized for a comment she made where she was criticizing rap and hip hop, where people actually felt like she exploited it for her Bangers album and now she was crapping all over it. And Miley made some blasé comments saying something along the lines of, they just rap about money and sex and this and that, and that's just not me. When Queen, it was you 4 years ago. So I don't know what you're talking about, but whatever. Did you just like forget that? Maybe you did too many edibles in the Miley Cyrus and her dead pets era, but you've forgotten that. So during this era, Miley went back to her country roots with the denim and the white and the cowboy hats and the boots and everything. So yeah, kind of a big change from the Bangers era, but kind of going back to true form, I guess. In 2018, Miley and Liam finally got married, and that was in Miley's hometown of Franklin, Tennessee, which is super cute. Now, they later divorced in 2020. I shouldn't laugh. They just had such a rocky relationship. It really was just like, it's like my bipolar cycle. It's just up and down and up. I can joke about that. Okay. It is worth mentioning that Miley Cyrus identifies as pansexual. She was first spotted with a girl in 2015, Stella Maxwell, and when asked about it, she said that I'm very open about it. I'm pansexual. I'm 22. I'm going on dates, but I change my style every 2 weeks, let alone who I'm with. But after her separation with Liam, she was seen with another woman, Caitlyn Carter, who was actually married to Brody Jenner, but that didn't last very long. It was very short-lived. But, you know, Miley says she was grateful for the relationship and opening her eyes to the unexplored part of herself. And then after that, she dated Cody Simpson for quite a decent amount of time. They dated for 10 months. And yeah, that's kind of the history of Miley's dating life as far as we have so far. So something I forgot to mention when I wrote the script and filmed this video is that Miley actually came out with an EP after Younger Now and before her next album that we'll speak about, and that EP was titled She Is Coming, and it had 5 tracks, with the lead track being Mother's Daughter. And this is a really powerful feminist song with a lot of powerful feminine imagery and energy, and I just really love this song. Overall, I really liked her fashion for the She Is Coming era. It's probably my favorite. I really like the wet blonde hair look, and she wore a lot of black, and she even had kind of a uniform for her concert where it's kind of like black leather pants and a white shirt, which kind of reminds me of Freddie Mercury. And her outfit for her performance was gorgeous with this tight black dress, and her red carpet look was gorgeous. I really like the fashion for this era. It was a short-lived era, but I think it was cool. Now, not all is bad, because after that divorce, we got some amazing music from Miley with her 7th and most recent album, Plastic Hearts. That album was more of a rock-infused album, which just like further highlights how versatile she is in her genres and musical and lyrical range. I just think Miley really switches it up on us. You never know what's coming next. She could do a full opera era next. That would surprise me. But we never know what's coming from her. We could get a little indie moment next. Who knows? Alrighty guys, so just wanted to touch on Plastic Hearts because it is actually my favorite album by Miley Cyrus thus far. There is not a single skip on the song. They are all so amazing. The song was spearheaded by the 2 singles, Plastic Hearts with Dua Lipa, which I liked. It was a fun bop. And then there was Midnight Sky, which was the first single. And this was such an amazing song. I remember when it first came out, it like blew me out of the park. And her performance for the MTV VMAs was amazing. I think it's so full circle how at the end of her performance she's swaying on a disco ball. I love that. My kind of standout songs on this album is High and Never Be Me. I feel like Never Be Me is just like so emotional. It like really gets me when I listen to it. Yeah, and during this era, Miley's fashion was really funky. I guess is like the best way to describe it. And she was really rocking the mullet at the time. And it's crazy to see how much her era changed from the She's Not Coming era when they were only a year apart. But it just goes to show her versatility. Now, Miley has had a very successful career over the past 16 years, and she's been nominated for over 100 awards and won over 50 awards, which is pretty impressive, if I do say so myself. Although her career has made headlines for several controversial behaviors such as underage drinking, drug use, nudity, profanity, her dating life, and her constantly changing her hair, which is something I never really understood why the public cared so much about. It's hair. Leave her be. You know when people lost their mind when she got her pixie cut? People are really attached to women's hair. Like, it's not even your hair. Overall, guys, I personally love Miley. I love how unapologetically authentic she is and how comfortable she is experimenting with her music, her style, her sexuality, and her identity. She truly is a verse queen. That's versatile and gay talk. Anyway, guys, that's it for me in this video. Tell me what you think about Miley Cyrus in the comments down below. Do you like her? Do you hate her? What's your favorite album from her? What's your least favorite? Favorite is Plastic Hearts. Least favorite is Miley and her dead pets. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts. Subscribe and turn on that bell so you never miss another upload from me. And check out my social media. Follow me. Why don't you check out what I'm doing? I'm mainly on Insta. Check me out. Check out my second channel. I post a lot there. Podcast coming soon. I've got some ideas. And yeah, guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in my next one. And I hope that you have a great day or night wherever you're in the world. Bye.